It's time for the One Bar and Lupica Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings. Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupica Show. I'm One Bar with Lupigus, and the Vikings lose. Didn't even lose. They got blown out by the 0-5 Atlanta Falcons. What do you think about that, Lupigus?
I think it's a bunch of shit. I think it's a shitty team. I think it's a shitty coaching staff. I think they suck. But we were right about one thing. We did call a blowout.
We called a blowout. Wrong team. And let's just get right into this. I mean, offensively, where do you want to start? I'll let you start.
Well, we said it. The only way the Falcons win this game is if they win the turnover battle. And we also said the Vikings have to start fast. In the first throw, Cousins does exactly what he did against Seattle when he threw it right to their linebacker, KJ Wright, where he underthrew Jefferson, threw it behind him. Ends up, I think, was that Deion Jones interception?
I don't know. I think everybody has an interception. So whoever you say is going to be pretty safe.
But that was the start of it. And it just all just snowballed there. And the Vikings just never really had anything or any chance after that. It was just downhill.
Yeah, we don't really even need to break this game down. Let's just talk about let's start with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, 3 interceptions, all in the first half. Some very, very ugly throws. A couple of those, or I know one of them at least got his arm hit. But Kirk Cousins had a horrible, horrible game. Yes, he had ended up with 3 touchdowns, pretty much in mop-up duty there. But he looked very bad, very bad.
And I think it's just time to. She's having a shitty season. I mean, it is what it is. He's already thrown 9, 10 interceptions. And yeah, some of them have been Hail Marys, some have been while he was hit, but some have just been really piss poor decisions. 2 of those today. The first throw was just a bad throw. The second one, he's staring down his receiver, and he throws it when the guy is completely covered. I don't know. It's just been bad Kirk Cousins this year, and I think it's time we all just realize that. And he's definitely part of the problem with this team.
Well, he's a huge part of the problem, but the other thing is I don't see really much of a point to all of a sudden say, well, let's put Sean Mannion in. We're 1-5. We just lost to a winless team.
No, we got killed by a winless team.
So I'm on the bandwagon of just letting Kirk Cousins ride this out. I see 0 point. If Sean Mannion was a 22-year-old rookie, I would say absolutely let's get him out there. Let's see what happens. Sean Mannion is an old fart that is not very good at quarterback himself. Let's let Kirk Cousins ride this out. Even bitch about Kirk Cousins at this point seems kind of pointless. We'll see what happens in the offseason, but there's no point of going with anybody else.
No, the only reason there would be is if we had that young quarterback, like you said. We don't. So maybe Kirk Cousins will ride us to that new young quarterback that we'll be getting very early in the draft next year. Another thing I mentioned, Dalvin Cook is not in this game, and I think it just kind of went to show how important he is to this offense. He can give it that spark, give it that life. Not that, I think we also have to credit the Falcons defense. Where the hell have they been all year? A lot of those chances. I mean, Madison didn't have a shot. I mean, they were in the backfield. Dakota Dozier had a horseshit game. Everybody was coming over his side. Madison never had a chance. He was getting tackled before he was even close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think even if we would have had Dalvin Cook, we still would have lost. Falcons defense has been shit all year. They've been okay against the run, but they just shut us down, which I don't even really give that much credit to the Falcons defense. I give it to our offense being so damn horrible. And it just shows how bad of a team the Vikings are, as far as people saying, oh, we could be 3-2. We could be this and that. We shouldn't be saying that anymore. We're a very bad football team all around.
Should be 0-6.
Should be 0-6. Let's talk about a few, or go ahead.
I was going to say the Falcons did have some coverage sacks. There was 2 or 3 of those. So, I mean,
they should have a ton of sacks. Our offensive line's horrible.
Well, let's talk about the offensive line. There was one bright spot. I thought that was Ezra Cleveland came in there, probably played some of the best right guard we've had all year.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, did he have a couple bad plays? Yeah, but overall, way better than Drew Simeon. I'd say he was even an upgrade from Pat Elflein. So perhaps we at least figured out that right guard spot. But, the right guard steps up, and all of a sudden Dakota Dozier, who's been playing pretty good, just fell off.
Yeah, Ezra Cleveland, a hell of a debut. Comes out, plays a position he's never played before. First action, and does damn well. And he went against a pretty good defensive tackle in Mr. Jarrett. So hats off to Ezra Cleveland. He did very good. I couldn't have been happier with that.
That's off. Offensively, let's talk about another, bright spot would have been Justin Jefferson. This kid, he kept playing. He just kept playing the game of football, would not quit. 9 receptions, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. And again, Irv Smith, another decent game, 4 catches, 55 yards. That Irv interval is working. Again, what you hate to see is Chad Beebe he had 5 targets. I don't want to see Chad Beebe get thrown at 5 times. And also Amir Abdullah got a lot more action than I would have liked. When those guys are getting a lot of touches, things are not going well.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if Amir Abdullah and Chad Beebe are getting looks, it doesn't matter to me really that much. If there was younger guys behind them, sure, but I don't know. There's nothing that could happen right now that would surprise me. The Atlanta offense just blew up. Matt Ryan just took advantage of our young corners. Almost looked like he was playing games with us. Julio Jones, huge game. Jeff Gladney didn't have his best game. I think Cam Dantzler played good, but our defense as a whole was just effing gross.
This might be one of those cases where it's just the matchup was just it was just too much. Falcons wide receivers against our corners, we could have been 6-0. They could have been 0-5. It still might have had the same result just because the matchup is so in their favor. Matt Ryan had time. We had trouble getting to him. Adenabo did kind of get some pressure there. I think he had 1.5 sacks, finally stepping up a little bit. Yannick was shut down. But when you give Matt Ryan that time against these corners, yeah, you said Gladney, he had a bad game. He did. He fell down a couple times. Dantzler's a hell of a tackler. I'll give him that, but his coverage was pretty shitty today. So that's part of the huge problem on defense. These young corners, well, they are learning, they are improving. It's just too costly right now, and that's why the Vikings are 1-5 heading into their bye.
Yeah, when you have a 3-headed beast of Ridley, Julio Jones, Gage coming at you with those young corners, it was a very tough task. My hope was the fact that our offense would be able to take advantage of a not very good Falcons defense. That did not happen, so we were just kind of dead right out of the gate. I don't have much to say other than it was just, I'm very surprised at the outcome. I didn't have high expectations for the Vikings, even if they won this game. But for this team, 0-5, they just lost their coach, their GM. It is a complete shitstorm there, and we almost got doubled up 40-23. This Vikings team is in for a rough road ahead.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
Oh, my God.
Buckle those seatbelts.
3 times on 4th down. I think they scored touchdowns on maybe 2 of those. Now you got to look at it, the bye week. Is Mike Zimmer going to be back after that? Who knows? His seat's definitely got to be hot. Rick Spielman should be under fire as well. I don't think anybody's safe. Trade deadline's coming up. Who knows? Maybe the Vikings have a fire sale, try to get that 2nd-round pick back with somebody. Because right now, what good is? I mean, Yannick Ngakoue, yeah, great, we got him, but we're gonna have it's gonna be a pretty damn high 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We're gonna do another episode after this as far as how hot Mike Zimmer's seat should be. We'll talk about that more. But yeah, the rest of the season is gonna be interesting to see how they go. Hopefully, at this point, they just start getting young guys in there. I mean, we're already seeing a lot of young guys, but as many as possible. Shit, if you got to bring up Nate Stanley or Jake Browning to be the number 2 to get him some. I mean, at this point, who gives a shit? We're gonna lose. I'm not gonna sit and say I don't want the Vikings to win. I don't want them to go 1-15 just for the draft pick. I still want to see some good football, but hot damn, yuck.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder: is Zimmer's defense, is it stale? Young corners, what is it that is the major problem? At best, maybe a 5-win team looking like this year, and that's maybe being generous. There's just too many problems. That back end of the defense, the lack of pass rush. And then Kirk Cousins playing shitty football with a shaky O-line in front of him. It's not a recipe to win games. It's a recipe for disaster.
No, and I think like the corners, I'm not going to get down too much on them. I still think, yes, they had a not very good game against a pretty damn smart quarterback with some very good receivers. I'm not going to get too butthurt about that. I'm still excited about the corners. I think next year they're going to be a pretty damn good group. And our offensive line, Ezra, it was great to see him. I mean, our tackles were pretty good. Dakota Dozier was the one who pretty much let all the pressure in. So I'm still excited about the future, but just the fact that we're going to continue to deal with this shit. Harrison Hand, we haven't talked about him. I thought he actually had a pretty damn good game considering he was guarding Julio Jones.
Yeah, why was he on Julio Jones? That's the
didn't do
biggest
bad.
question. Yeah, he was okay. I wasn't really super impressed, but
well, you got to think about it. This is his first action to go to Julio Jones, and you're not impressed by how he did.
I didn't think he did that great.
He's not a 5-year veteran out there.
You're just I think you're way too generous to these guys. I mean, this young, and
His
it's not
first
their
action
fault.
out there against Julio Jones.
It's the coaching staff, the GM. It was their plan to go with the young group of corners, and it's bit the Vikings in the ass. And Harrison Hand, he was out there. He tried.
Well, it could have been much, much worse. That's the way I look at it. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, the Vikings got spanked at home. I don't care if there's fans or not. It was still at home. They didn't have to travel by a very, very bad team, and it's going to be gross from here on out.
They are 0-3 at home this year.
If I'm Dalvin Cook, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm just going to sit out the rest of the year. It doesn't matter anyways, and I'm going to be really ready to go next year.
Yeah, but I don't know. Does next year ever work for the Vikings?
We'll see. Let's end on a good note. Justin Jefferson, like you said, the guy is the real deal. The catches he was making, the dude is fantastic. 9 for 166, 2 touchdowns. Irv Smith had a good game, and Ezra Cleveland had a good game. Cam Dantzler, his coverage was very shaky, but tackling did very good.
Yeah, and I actually thought Todd Davis had a good game, but he didn't really do much.
Todd Davis.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Let's just go with stud and turd and get this freaking game behind us already.
Stud. Let's start with the turd of the game. Who's your turd?
Well, it's Kirk Cousins. Easy. That first interception was horrible. It was just a bad pass, and that kind of just got the whole shit ball rolling. His other shit ball. The ball is shit that we saw for 3 hours today. His other interception was a bad decision as well. So he's just been playing too poor. He's been a turnover machine lately, and the Vikings, they can't win in spite of him. They have to win with him, and it's just a bad situation right now.
Yeah, he's definitely my turd. You said it all. He some of those throws he's making are just like, what the hell is this guy thinking? And he is a turd. Who's your stud? I'm letting you go first both times. Who's your stud?
That's fine, but I mean, it wasn't like he had pressure on some of those throws too. He had a ton of time, and he's still making shitty decisions. So my stud, I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson. I think we said it a couple times. 9 receptions, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. The best thing about it is just, he's not giving up. Irv Smith did have to tell him not to dance when they're down by 20-something points, but you'd like to see that energy, and you wish more guys showed it, played with it. I mean, I'm sure your stud's going to be Harrison Hand, but that's, it's fine.
No, I'm just realistic about a 5th-round rookie going up to his first action, so I'm not going to get too picky about it. Irv Smith told him not to dance. It was like Footloose. Get it? Couldn't dance. Couldn't dance there.
But he still got a little dancing. He wasn't gonna stop.
Yeah, he got a little. I'm as fantastic as Justin Jefferson did. You gave him your stud. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna go with Odenigbo. Odenigbo is he's been coming on lately, and he's not getting the love he probably deserves. 1.5 sacks, got to the quarterback 3 times up in his face, 5 tackles. So I think Odenigbo is making me eat my words a little bit from those first couple of weeks when I was not excited about Odenigbo. So I thought he played awesome. He's my stud.
Yeah. You wish you would have seen Yannick kind of play with them. It seems like one of these guys come up, the other one doesn't do anything. So, it's about time. Odenigbo 1.5 sacks, and he was all over Matt Ryan at times today. So a couple good plays against the run too. So I can see it. I agree. Odenigbo had a hell of a game.
All right. Well, that is our post-game wrap-up. Like I said, check back. We're going to be doing a video about whether Mike Zimmer's seat should be hot.
Yeah, and this week we'll have it's a bye week, so we'll have a whole slew of fun new videos to who knows what we'll think of.
You say fondue?
Oh God, maybe I'll just eat fondue for 5 minutes.
That's overrated. It's not very good.
It's good. Here's another good snack. Popcorn is by far the healthiest snack. It builds bone, muscle, tissue, aids digestion, and is good for teeth.